For today's article, we are dealing with a lawsuit that claims that Skittles are unfit for human consumption. This is distressing news. I want to taste the rainbow, but the rainbow may contain poison. Let's learn more. Okay, apparently they think they contain a known toxin that makes them unfit. Okay, a group of consumers are suing candy maker Mars, who makes the Skittles, alleging the Skittles contain a known toxin that make the rainbow candies unfit to eat. How interesting. Okay, a class action lawsuit filed on Thursday in California alleges that Skittles are made unsafe for consumers because they contained heightened levels of titanium dioxide. Seeking class action status filed in U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California on Thursday, attorneys say that Skittles were unsafe for consumers because they contained heightened levels, whatever that means, of titanium dioxide, TiO2, as a food additive. Okay. The lawsuit also says that titanium dioxide will be banned in the European Union next month after the food safety regulator there deemed it unsafe because of genotoxicity, or the ability to change DNA. All right, well, first principles first, the United States is in fact a different country and not part of the European Union. This may come as a surprise to some people, but the United States is not in fact a member of the European Union. What might also be surprising to some people is that different countries have different laws, including different food safety standards and what is permissible and not permissible within their food for a variety of reasons, because, their policies are different, right? There are different kinds of substances. These substances might have different harm levels or different threat levels, but they might have benefits. And then it just becomes a cost-benefit analysis. Different countries draw these borders in different ways. So the European Union apparently wants to ban titanium dioxide from food. I am thrilled. I also don't care, because the United States is not a member of the European Union. The question is it banned by U.S. law? No? Okay, then I don't know what to tell you except that, it's legal here. If they're in violation of their disclosure requirements and they're using too much, that if they're using so much it's a violation of the law, Food Safety Act or something like that, fine. But because it's banned in other countries does me no good in a lawsuit, right? Mars Incorporated uses titanium dioxide to produce Skittles rainbow artificial colors. Okay. In October 2016, the candy maker shared in a press release its intention to remove titanium dioxide from its products in the coming years, but it's still used in products like Skittles today. Well, that is if they say we're looking to remove it in the coming years, that is a very vague statement. They are not claiming it has been removed. That they are making a very vague forward-looking statement. At some point in the future, we're looking to remove it, whenever that might be. But unless they're lying to you and saying we have removed it, if they're not being required to remove it by law, then they can remove it or not. And they haven't bound themselves in any kind of timetable. So, okay. According to the lawsuit, titanium dioxide is used in paint, adhesives, plastics, and roofing materials, and can cause DNA, brain, and organ damage, as well as lesions in the livers and kidneys. Well, I would take note that pretty much anything can cause anything in enough of a quantity. Everything is poisonous at some level, basically. And so, yes, it's used in paints. This is apparently not surprising because Skittle apparently uses it as part of its artificial coloring, which is kind of what paint is. So yes, it's used in paints, I'm sure in different amounts. If you eat paints, you might be consuming way too much titanium dioxide. But there might be a level. I'm not arguing there is. I'm just saying it's possible there's a level that's safe for human consumption. At least the FDA seems to think so. So, okay. A reasonable consumer would expect that Skittles can be safely purchased and consumed as marketed and sold. However, the products are not safe unless the products are not marked in accordance with law. So if you want to say they're not properly listing their ingredients on their package, great. If you want to say they're using more titanium dioxide than the Food Safety Act allows for, great. If they're following all the relevant laws, though, then the FDA appears to think they're safe. The FDA could be wrong, but then again, what's safe is a little bit in the eye of the beholder. Because again, everything is sort of toxic at some level. You know, it's like, so it just becomes a question of, well, what is the proper threshold for what we're willing to tolerate? And the FDA says, well, this seems okay to us. So if it's okay with the FDA, then, you know, this description is not super promising for this lawsuit. In May 2021, the European Food Safety Authority announced titanium dioxide can no longer be considered safe as a food additive. However, the food additive is still legal in the United States. Once again, the United States is not, in fact, part of the European Union. According to the FDA's Code of Federal Regulations, there you go, that's what we want, right? What does the law allow for? That's a great place to start. According to the FDA Code of Federal Regulations, that's exactly where you'd want to go look. The color additive titanium dioxide may be safely used for coloring foods generally. Sounds pretty promising if you're the maker of Skittles. However, FDA regulates the quantity of titanium dioxide and may not exceed 1% of the food's weight. Fantastic. You can use it, and it can't exceed 1% of the food's weight. Okay, so your only questions here in your lawsuit is, does it exceed 1%? And are the relevant disclosures relevantly disclosed on the packaging in accordance with law? Which I'm going to assume it is. I'm going to assume all they have to just say is artificial color. And they're there under the FDA law, and they're within the bounds. So this lawsuit is done. Thames of California said he bought Skittles at a quick stop in April and would have not done so had he known. Thames claims that by checking the label would not have helped because the ingredients on the bright red package are hard to read. Are the markings in keeping with the law? The fact that you have trouble reading them and all is super interesting, but the question is, are the markings in conformity to the law? Which I'm sure they are. The case is Thames v. Mars, and Mars did not respond. This case is going absolutely nowhere. Let's wrap this up. So, my friends, we have discovered this lawsuit against the makers of Skittles, who apparently, at least according to this article, are doing everything legally in accordance with the U.S. law. It may not be legal in the European Union, but seeing as we're not in the European Union, nobody cares. It seems that this ingredient is legal in the United States as long as it's not more than 1% of weight. They are not arguing that they weren't disclosed. They're not arguing it's more than 1%. They're just arguing it should be illegal because it's illegal in Europe. No, that's not how that works. Every country is able to make its own determination. The FDA can determine it's a safe product or not, and can make determinations or not under the relevant federal law. If they want to ban it, they almost certainly can, because it's been committed to their discretion to determine what is safe for consumers. And different countries have different laws. So I'm not exactly sure why we are picking on the Skittles, but this lawsuit sounds like it's going nowhere. And at least for the moment, that brings us to the end of discussion of this case. Thank you so much for being part of the Uncivil Law family. If you enjoyed this legal education content, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. We appreciate your continuing support. Until later, my friends, cheers and goodbye.